everyone. This is Kalpana Pandit, guest reporter for Entertainment and Sports Today. And today I have the honor of being with two very special people who are creating a very unique kind of project called the Equinimity project in Tucson, Arizona. And here we have Karenne, who is the president of Dancesequences, and we have Sabrina Geoffrion, who is the vice president of Dancesequences. And it will be my privilege to have them speak about this very unique project. So welcome Karenne, welcome Sabrina.
Thank you.
Nice to have you all on the program. And I'll just have Karenne start off with it.
So Dancesequences is a relatively new company. Sabrina and I formed it in 2017, and we are a nonprofit dance organization. Our mission is to advance social inclusion through dance. That means we dance with anybody and any being. About October of last year, I met Lori Metcalf, who is the owner of STEP. That is a equine therapy program. And we started talking, and it had been a dream of mine to figure out how to dance with horses, because I know that they are very intuitive, social, intelligent animals. And Lori was very kind to offer her horses for me to experiment. And so I immediately called Sabrina, and off we went. We had no idea what to expect. All we knew is that we were bringing our form of dance improvisation into the ring with these horses. And our primary goal was to move with these horses freely, without expecting them to behave in ways that we want them to. So leaving all of our expectations of ourselves, of the horses outside of the ring, finding ways to communicate with each other through our body movements, and really just being together at that moment through dance and movement.
I had the honor actually watching one of these sequences or days when they actually had this happen, and I found it extremely fascinating because it almost appears as if the horse and the human movements are choreographed, but apparently it's not. It's completely impromptu.
Mm-hmm.
So could you tell us more about how that works out?
Sure. Yeah, it's interesting because horses are perfect for this kind of project because they are very social creatures and they live in a herd, and so they're very attentive to each other's movements and they communicate through movement. And so when we started working with the horses, the first day that we were there, they sort of stood back and watched us and, what is this new thing happening in our corral? And the second and third times we came back, we would start moving in the ring, and all of a sudden there would be a horse right behind me, or there would be a horse coming right up to Karenne. And so the fact that they're very social and they're very tuned into physical communication makes them perfect for this, because they really respond to us when we get in there. They also are very intuitive when it comes to reading energies, and so Lori was explaining to us that if someone comes into the ring and they're feeling fear about the horses, but they're trying to pretend they're not afraid, the horses pick up on that, and it makes them agitated because there's this disconnect between the reality and what the person is trying to project. So when we come into the ring, the horses tend to be very relaxed because we're not expecting anything from them. We're there enjoying what we're doing, and they respond to that, and they're very happy to have us come in. And Lori says they do a lot of things like yawning and sticking their tongues out, and all these physical signs that they're relaxed and having fun. So it's really great. We're all enjoying our process together.
That's so interesting to know. I have a question. Is this open to the public? Can people who have no experience with horses and want to experience this healing power of dance and horses together, can they join in and start right away, or how does that work?
Yes, what we're doing is we had tested a first class which is a 3-class series, and we made it a requirement that people who participate must sign up for all 3 classes. What we do is we start outside of the ring, and I will guide the students through some improvisational exercises and movement, and then we will apply what we've learned into the ring. So yes, the goal is to have everybody experience it. When we started working with the horses, we felt so joyful, and it was such a wonderful experience for us that we said to each other, well, we have to share this with the community, you know, because it's just a wonderful time to be completely present. Whatever your thoughts are, your worries, they're outside of the corral. When you step into that ring, you are just there with the horses, and it is, you know, therapeutic, of course, but it's just peaceful and wonderful. And so yes, you don't need any sort of experience, but we do start outside of the ring with some preparatory work.
And like Karenne said, we started with a sort of trial run this spring to see how it would go. And our plan is to have 2 more 3-session workshops in the fall and another 2 in the spring. During the summer, it's too hot out there in the corral, and there's
Tucson,
too many flies, so the horses aren't as happy about things either. So, but in the fall, we'll start up with a couple more sessions. So,
Okay.
yeah.
It seemed like it was almost like the dance and the movements of the horses was in slow motion when I watched it. I could hear the sounds of nature around. So even just watching it, I felt like it was a healing process. And I did see that in the brochure that it was also meant to possibly help with chronic conditions, to help with depression maybe, to help with other kind of anxiety related problems and stuff. So what is the eventual grand plan you have for this? Is this something you want to grow, or you want to keep it local, or?
We're sort of focused on local right now. We're teaching it purely as an art activity, art experience. Our partnership with STEP, which is a spirit therapeutic equestrian program, they have a very extensive unmounted therapy program. So at some point we could open this up to her clients or her people that are going through the therapy program, but then just having an enhanced experience of leaving the therapy behind and just experiencing the art itself, the art making process.
That's the Equinimity project.
Correct.
Okay, very
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes. So I mean, we'd love to have more people involved, and I mean, I would love to see this grow and become a regular feature, you know, in Tucson at least, because I think that there's a lot of potential for people to be interested in it. We've had a lot of interest so far, so yeah.
And we also plan to keep the enrollment per class small, so that at least 5 students at the maximum, so that each person can really have a meaningful experience.
So please tell our audiences how they can find you all online in order to enroll for the classes, or if they're interested, if there's any other online resources where they can look into first, because I found it very, very unique and interesting, and that's why I'm thrilled to interview them both. And I will be sharing a couple clips of the actual one sequence that they had last week, which all of y'all will see.
You can go to our website, which is dancesequences.org, and all of our programs are listed and how to contact us.
And we also have a Dance Sequences Facebook page, which has updates as well.
All right, so is that what you would like to share with everyone at this point? I think all of you should look into it. I shall be publishing the whole clip on Entertainment and Sports Today very soon, and I look forward to our audiences taking a look at it, and hopefully all of you all will get interested in this very unique project, which is art, but then it would also lead to possible therapeutic help also. So this is Kalpana Pandit signing off for Entertainment and Sports Today. Thank you so much, Karenne. Thank you, Sabrina, for talking to us.
Thank you.
And good luck, everyone.